Now, a deepening power struggle within the Orange Democratic Movement has taken a new turn after the registrar of political parties stepped in to clarify that recently gazetted ODM leadership changes are not yet final, even as the camp backing Oburu Odinga moves to fast-track the changes. The registrar says they will only be ratified after all objections are resolved, reopening questions about internal party democracy, the role of a national delegates convention, and whether some leaders are rushing the process. Our political affairs reporter Grace Nganga has more.
Even as the camp backing Oburu Oginga moves to fast-track the formalization of ODM's disputed leadership changes, the Registrar of Political Parties has clarified that the changes are not final and have not been formally ratified.
The registrar does not meddle in trying to now, micromanage the party. So we allow them to sort those issues within the party. Now they will write back saying, okay, these issues were raised and we have dealt with them. This is how we dealt with it. Now, if what they write to us defines an exhaustive process, of course, which will include how the other members responded, those who are aggrieved, then we'll now go ahead and process the final changes as to have taken effect.
Lord Onokol further explained that ORPP does not originate or impose leadership changes, but merely effects changes already communicated by a party to its members once the process has been followed and disputes settled.
The challenge here is, the party is speaking from different positions. Because for us, when the party writes to us about changes, our first responsibility is to make sure that those changes have been publicized by themselves.
The clarification comes amid growing criticism within ODM that the faction backing Oburu Oginga appears impatient with the NDC process, having forwarded the leadership changes to ORPP before securing internal party ratification. Critics argue the move was aimed at stamping authority through administrative channels ahead of internal consensus. ODM Secretary General Edwin Sifuna has maintained that the changes cannot be gazetted without approval through an NDC, as required under the party constitution, insisting that any attempts to bypass the party's supreme organ undermines internal democracy.
You are only gazetted as a leader of a party after the NDC. Yeah. So none of those people has been gazetted, which is why we are saying, let's call the NDC so that we legitimize the opposition.
However, ODM party leader Oburu Oginga accuses Sifuna of conflating personal opinion with official party policy, arguing that ODM positions are determined through constitutionally mandated party organs, not individual views. He defended the legitimacy of current party officials, noting that they were appointed through established structures, and pointed out that Sifuna himself was elected by the National Governing Council before being endorsed by an NDC, warning against selectively questioning processes that previously conferred legitimacy. ORPP had issued a 7-working-day notice on January 19th, meaning the earliest the notice would lapse was January 27th. However, Lord Onokau's remarks now makes it clear that gazettements alone does not amount to final ratification, especially where objections remain unresolved. The dispute is unfolding against the backdrop of wider tensions within ODM following the March 2025 MOU between President William Ruto and the late former Prime Minister Raila Odinga. Sifuna has been among the most vocal critics of the MOU's implementation and the growing influence of external actors in party affairs. Those tensions were further amplified by Ruth Odinga, who publicly defended Sifuna and questioned the source of funds used to backroll high-profile ODM activities, arguing that silencing dissenting voices will further weaken the party's internal democracy. Lord Onokau's intervention now shifts the battle back to ODM's internal structures, with the fate of leadership changes hinging not on speed or gazettement, but on whether the party can resolve its disputes and follow its own constitutional processes. Grace Nganga, KTN.
Still on about politics and questions, I want